Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? What does life look like for me if I stay? Can I see a future where I am at peace? Am I leaving because I truly want to or because I feel pressured by pain, fear, or others' opinion? Will leaving open the door for me to reclaim my voice, my joy, and my sense of self? What does life look like for me if I stay? Will staying mean sacrificing parts of myself? Should I stay? Will leaving open the door for me to reclaim my voice, my joy, and my sense of self? Should I leave or should I stay? Should I leave? Can I see a future where I am at peace or should I stay? There comes a moment after the betrayal, after the tears, after the silence, when you ask yourself the question that changes everything. Should I stay or should I go? Let's be real, the question doesn't come with an instruction manual. You're torn between the love you once had and the pain you now carry. You replay the memories like a movie, searching for clues, wondering what was real, what was fake, and if you could ever trust again. But underneath all the noise is the life-changing question. Can I stay and still love myself? Or do I have to create a new version of myself? See, sometimes staying feels safer. Sometimes leaving feels impossible. And sometimes both hurt like hell. I know I'll probably say this over 1,000,001 times, but grief doesn't come from only the form of losing a person. It comes from losing the dream you had with them, the version of yourself that believed, that hoped, and that tried over and over. And when infidelity hits, it feels like you're caught in a whirlwind, an emotional roller coaster that shakes the ground you walk on. For me, as an ex-minister's wife, the chaos came with extra noise, gossip, the expectations, the pulpit messages that didn't match my truth. I wrote about that in my book, The Silent Grief of Infidelity and Divorce, because I know how messy, how loud, and how unpopular this pain can be. So here's a bit of a story time. I remember the day I sat on the church pew with the other woman, and I felt completely alone. We had the miscarriage behind us, yet the image of forever was no longer there. Discovery Day changed my world. There were counseling attempts to reconcile, and then there was more betrayal. Church hurt amplified, the shame, criticism, favoritism, and sermons that felt hypocritical. If I hear "we are all human" one more time, I'm going to literally lose it. I fought for the marriage because I believed in the vows and I wanted forever. I fought until I couldn't fight anymore. I fought through custody battles and court dates. I wanted my marriage to last. I wanted forever to be my testimony. But I also had to choose me. That was the crossroad. That was my silent grief. Should I stay or should I go? As a coach, I can't quite make that decision for you, but I can give you a few things to ponder and remind you this isn't a one-size-fits-all. Yes, I am divorced, but I'm not here to promote or push divorce. I'm here to help you navigate this insane time, to look deep within, fight for your self-respect, your love, and your worth. You owe it to yourself to create the happily ever after you deserve. So before you decide, take a deep breath and ask yourself these questions. Can I trust again without losing myself? Does my soul feel safe here? Am I brave enough to release what's familiar so I can rise into what's meant for me? Honesty is the beginning of healing. I want you to say this. I deserve a love that feels good, not performative love, not secretive love, not love that makes you feel small. If you're leaning towards staying, the only thing I can say is set boundaries and ask for real accountability. Also, get support. Someone who understands betrayal. If you're leaning towards leaving, get legal and financial advice first and plan for your children's emotional safety if children are involved. Either way, take time for you. Maybe a grief journal. Maybe an hour a week that's just for you and no explanations are required. See, I created this space because this grief is unique. And I want you to know I see you. You aren't crazy for still caring. You're not bitter for putting a voice to your truth. And you're not weak for still hoping. You're simply human. Standing at a crossroad of what was and what could be. Whether you stay or you go, this is your invitation to bloom again. To rediscover who you are, what you need, and what love should really feel like. Because sometimes the bravest thing you could ever do is simply decide that you matter.
Rise again, let the pain fade away. Oh, brave baddest, you're shining today. Shine, shine, let your story get